Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Principles of Marketing. We are now at our seventh week for midterms, and our topic for this week is developing and managing offerings. For this week, we will identify an effective process for creating offerings and bringing them to the market, and we will also explain the product life cycle. So let's proceed to our discussion. So the new offerings development, and for this one, most new offerings go through similar stages in their development process, although the size of the company will affect how the different stages of the new product development process are conducted and whether products are test marketed before introduced. The steps are generally the same. So these are the steps for the new offering development process. We have idea generation, idea screening, feature specification, development, testing, launch or commercialization, and evaluation. For idea generation, it is the basic idea and that is created and described. So ideas can come from anywhere, including customers. In fact, in business to business or B2B markets, customers are probably the biggest source of new product ideas. Customers know what customers needs and wants, which provides the organization an indication of market needs. Customers who are good at generating new product ideas or application of products are called lead users. These people are often courted by manufacturers for this purpose. So for this one, customers is the main source of idea, and also employees often come up with product ideas also. So suppliers provide another source of ideas for new products. A supplier might develop a new product or technology that can be used to make yet another product. And of course, companies also watch their competitors to see what they're doing, though some products are protected by patents and copyright and can't be legally duplicated. So this is the first step in developing an offering. So you have to generate an idea first. Next is to screen the idea, or the idea screening. And for this one, we have the concept testing. So usually not all new products are good one, and the purpose of idea screening is to try to avoid mistakes or errors early in the development process. The sooner bad ideas are discarded, the less the investment will be made and lost. So basically, some companies conduct concept testing at this stage, and concept testing involves running the idea of the offering by potential customers. The purpose is to get early consumer feedback before investing too much money in offering that won't work. In the idea screening stage, the company tries to evaluate the new offerings by answering these questions. So for this stage, does the proposed product add value for the customer, or does it satisfy the market need? We also need to consider if it can, or can the product be made within a stated time period to get it to the market when needed, and also consider how many units of it will sell and at what price, and can we manufacture and sell the product within the budget and still make money. Also, do we need to provide the customer with after sales service? If so, do we have the resources to do that? And last question that we need to evaluate is, does the product fit our image and corporate strategy? So mainly for this idea screening, we need to consider this some questions in order for us to evaluate the idea that we had generated from the first offering that we have. So next is the feature specification. For this one, The next step is, so for this one, it is narrowing down the products. Again, price enters the picture as the company considers which features are important to consumer at a different price points. A premium or high price offering is likely to be loaded with extra features. And by contrast, a low price offering is likely to be a bare bone product with few features. So for feature specification, we have the quality function development or QFD, and this is the process whereby a company begins with the customer's desired benefits and then designs an offering that deliver those benefits. Mainly, the benefits are linked to certain characteristics of the offering, which are then broken down into component part characteristics. From the list of component parts, the products are now designed. Thus, the feature specification process begins with a strong understanding of what consumers want and need. So, for feature specification, we need to develop this QFD or quality function deployment. Also, after now we had generated the idea, we had screened the idea, and we had um, examined or we had identified the specifications or feature specification. Now we are going to develop the offering. So for development, in the development stage, the actual offering is designed. Specifications for it are written and prototypes of it are developed. It is also during this stage that the firm considers the product's manufacturing process. So we have now the actual offering, and then for testing, uh, during the testing stage, the offering is tested first in the lab and then with real customers. For testing, we have alpha testing. It is also called lab testing. And alpha testing ensures that the offering works like it's supposed to in a variety of different environment that meets its specifications. And after alpha testing, we have the beta testing. And beta testing is the actual customers, and they make sure that the offering works under real world conditions. Beta testing not only tests whether the offering works as advertised, but also test the offering's delivery mechanisms, service processes, and other aspects of marketing the product. And usually on testing, on this stage, this is the most expensive stage in developing a offering. After testing the offering, we will now proceed to launching or commercialization. And once the offering has been designed and tested, it is made available to customers. Sometimes a company launches the offering to all of its market at once, and other companies also use the rolling launch, in which the offering is made available to certain markets. So first and then other markets later. And a rolling launch might make a sense if the company's service technicians need training. The company makes the offering available to one market after the first batch of its employees are prepared to service the market. Then, as the new batches of employees are prepared, the company enters more market. And then the last stage for developing an offering is to evaluate it. So in evaluation, once the offering is launched, a firm's executives carefully monitor its progress. So in this stage, you have probably heard of the box office sales for new movies the first weekend following the release. first weekend following the release. So the first weekend is a good predictor of how much money a movie will make overall. If the tickets sales area high during the first weekend, studios executive might decide to beef up the promotions for it. But if it is low, the studio might stop screening the movie in theaters altogether and release it on DVD instead. So these are the stages offering in developing a new offering. Again, we have idea generation, idea screening, feature specification, product development. And then after developing the product, we will now test it. Again, we have alpha testing and beta testing. And then once we have tested it, we will launch or commercialize it. And after launching or commercialization, we will now evaluate the offering. So after that, we have the product life cycle. For this one, it is a conceptual marketing concept and it shows stages a product goes through from when it is first introduced to market until it is removed. The product life cycle helps a company understand the stages such as introduction, growth, maturity, and decline as well. A product or service may go through once it is launched in the marketplace. The number of length and stages can vary, and usually the product life cycle refers to a likely pathway a product may take. It has implications also for the marketing strategy of a firm as it seeks to introduce, grow, and maintain market share. So for this one, we have stages. We have the introduction stage. So we have the growth, maturity, and decline. So for introduction, it is the same as commercialization, and usually companies must try to generate awareness of the product and encourage consumers to try it. For the growth stage, companies must try to demonstrate the product's benefits and value to persuade customers to buy it versus competing products. Some products never experience growth. The growth stage is characterized by increasing sales, more some competitors, and higher profits. Next stage that we have is the maturity stage, and majority of the products are in the same mature stage. In the maturity stage, sales level off and the market typically has many competitors. This indicates that the product has entered in a mature stage. Their buyers are repeat purchasers versus new customers, and usually for this stage, companies modify the target market, the offering, or the marketing mix in order to extend the mature stage and keep from going into decline. Also, modifying the target market helps the company attract different customers by seeking new users and then going after different market segments or finding new users for a product in order to attract additional customers. So mainly for this maturity stage, your main goal is retention, sustaining market share, and your focus is to evolve value proposition while you have to focus also on customer satisfaction and delight. And then the last stage is the decline stage. And usually it happens when sales decrease and continue to drop lower levels. The product has entered the decline stage of the product life cycle. And in this stage, changes in consumer preferences, technological advances, and alternatives that satisfy the same need can lead to a decrease in demand for a particular product. And if a product goes into a decline, a company must decide whether to keep the product, harvest, and reduce the spending on it until all the inventory is sold or divest and get rid of the product. So if the product is basically, if a particular product had reached the or has reached the decline stage, you should determine the best outcome. So the main goal is to determine the best outcome, and basically your focus is to think strategically about pivoting, resurrecting current offering, or phasing out also. Okay lang. So these are the pace of the product life cycle. We have introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. So again, for our new offering development process, we have idea generation, idea screening, feature specification. We also have development, testing, launch or commercialization, and evaluation. For product life cycle, we have introduction stage, the growth stage, maturity, and the decline stage. So again, introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. So we have examples of developing and managing offering. For this one, we have the product, we have the features and benefits of it, also communicate and the price and personal assessment. So in developing an offering, you must consider your product and also the features and benefits, and learn to communicate with your B2B markets and to your customers as well. Also, identify whether the price is right, and also the company needs to have a personal assessment as well. So these are how to develop and manage your offerings. So for this week's lesson, we have some references. We have Principles of Marketing by Pedrito Realpearta, by also by Purisima Pedrialva Pereda, and Dr. Vicente M. Castillo from Mindshapers Co. Inc. from Moralta Street in Intramuros, Manila. We also have the same suggested reading, and I will share some links regarding about our week's topic. And so if you have any question regarding about the lesson, you may ask me directly at school, or you may also send me a personal message through Facebook Messenger. In your handouts or in your PDF, we have two activities. We have activity 1 and activity 2. I will not require you to answer activity 1, and I will just only require you to answer activity 2. So for activity 2, we have marketing application. So use a long bond paper and attach, this is the instruction, make sure you attach a picture of two existing products, and then below the picture you draw a concept of a new product that will combine the features of two products. Give a name to your new product, discuss the features, also benefits of the new product, detail your plan to communicate your product to potential buyers, and detail your personal assessment on the success of your new product. So once again, I will not require you to answer activity 1, just answer activity 2. So if you have any questions regarding your activities, don't hesitate to ask me. You may ask me directly at school, or you may also send me a personal message through Facebook Messenger. So for this week's topic, developing and managing offering, we had identified the or an effective process for creating offerings and bringing them to the market, and we have also explained the product life cycle. So before ending this lesson, I would like to say thank you and share a Bible verse from the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 23. Said Jesus, everything is possible for one who believes. So thank you once again, everyone, and God bless.